Hi guys, so today we're going to start becoming bird experts and doing research on different types of birds. So the first thing I have for you is a little bit of a riddle. This says mystery bird riddle number 1. This bird has humongous wings with large feathers. The feathers give the bird shade so it can see into the water to find fish to eat. This bird has a long and thin stabbing beak. It uses its long beak to reach deep into the water to get fish to eat as it walks close to shore. What bird do you think this is? Do you think it is this one, the heron? Or do you think that it's the pelican? I'm going to read it one more time. See if you can listen to the words, look at the pictures, and see if you can guess. This bird has humongous wings with large feathers. The feathers give the bird shade so it can see into the water to find fish to eat. This bird has a long and thin stabbing beak. It uses its long beak to reach deep into the water to get fish to eat as it walks close to shore. So if you can, think about it, and if there's somebody near you, maybe you could talk to them and show them this picture. What is the bird being described in the picture, and what clues in the words and pictures helped you know that? So I'll go back here. Tell somebody what you think. Did you guess heron? If you did, you were right. So what helped me figure this out was it said it had a long and thin stabbing beak, and I also heard that it was walking close to the shore. At first, I wasn't too sure because I knew the pelican also had a long beak, but the words thin and then the walking close to shore part really helped me out. Okay, so that was one type of bird that we just learned about, the heron. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some reading and some research so that we can become experts in a certain type of bird. So we're going to keep learning and learning, and then by the end, you guys are going to be able to write your own riddle about what you've learned. So before you do this on your own, we're going to try one all together. We're going to go on Get Epic, and we'll get to read about some birds from Little Kid's first big book of birds. Before we start, we're going to look at the worksheet that you guys are going to complete on Seesaw. Okay, so here it says, what is your expert bird? So we're going to do the hummingbird together. So we're going to fill that out. We're going to see if we can figure out what body part helps the bird survive. And we're going to talk about how this body part helps the bird survive. The last thing we're going to get to do is we're going to get to do a sketch of the bird or the body part that's helpful. Okay, so this is the text that we're going to look at. Before we do any kind of reading, we're going to preview this text. So I noticed that there are some pictures here, there are some captions over here, some fun facts, and this is the title up here, right? It says ruby-throated hummingbird. And you can look at its throat right here. Ruby is a very red color, so that's why it's called a ruby-throated hummingbird. See if you can say that on your own. Ruby-throated hummingbird. Your turn. Good. Okay. So let's look over here and see what sight words do you see in this text. Don't worry about all of these fancy little bubbles in purple and yellow. Let's just look here because this is what we're going to read and see if you can point out all the sight words that you can find. I will give you 30 seconds to do that. Great, okay, so I hope you found a lot of them. I'm looking and I can see a lot too. For example, I found the word and a lot. I found the word one and this and they and can. So many. Oh, look, here's one again. Here's when and which. There's then and the. There are so many sight words in here. So that should help us before we get ready to read. The next thing I want to do, because I also found a lot, you guys, I found a lot of digraphs in here. So I was looking for the SH, the TH, the CH, and the WH, which makes the w sound. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds, and I want to see if you guys can point out all of the digraphs that you see in this text. Okay, you guys are experts on digraphs, so I'm sure you found a lot. A couple I saw when I'm going through, I found this TH and they. I found another TH and this. Oh, and look, here's the. What else can I see? I know I saw some WH. Oh, down here, when and which have that WH, the w. I know I found a CH somewhere. Oh, look right here, each. That CH is a ch sound. And I see another TH down here. Then there's reach, has that CH at the end, and there's the. Okay, so let's actually go into Get Epic so that we can look at this book, because I want to show you guys some cool things that Get Epic can do. Okay, so I'm gonna find, just bear with me for 1 second. Okay, so here is our text. And I need to zoom out a little. Sorry, you guys. Thank you for being patient. Uh-oh, I lost my page. Let's try that again. Okay, so I'm going to try and zoom out. Oh, it's not letting me for some reason. Okay, we're going to try one more time. You can see most of the page, so we'll pretend that you can see the whole thing. If you want to look at it yourself, you can go into getepic.com and type Little Kids First Big Book of Birds to see the whole thing, okay? So one really cool thing about Get Epic is if you put your mouse over the word, oh no, it really isn't working for me. It was working earlier. I don't know why this is doing this. I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. But I want you guys, if you can, try to go on Get Epic and see what you can do. What I was trying to say is do you guys see how the word gets a little bit bigger when I put my mouse over it? If you click on it, it will also read the word for you and tell you what the word means. So if you're reading it, for example, and I get to this word right here, and I don't know what that means, I can click it, I can hear it read to me, and the Get Epic will also tell me what it means. So go ahead if you can, get on Get Epic and check that out for yourself. Okay, so let's read this text. So the title says Ruby-throated hummingbird. This tiny bird is an expert flyer. Okay. Hummingbirds can fly backward and forward, and they can hover or stay in one place in the air. This amazing flying helps the bird get to flowers so they can drink nectar, a sugary, sweet liquid inside of the flowers. One hummingbird might visit up to 2,000 flowers each day to drink nectar. When it gets to a flower, which is often red or orange, the bird sticks its long beak inside. Then it uses its long tongue to drink the nectar. And the question says, what do you do with your tongue? These little bubbles give us more information, so I'm going to read each one. Let's start over here. The ruby-throated hummingbird can flap its wings 53 times in 1 second. This one says, there are many species of hummingbirds. The ruby-throated lives in more places than any other kind. And I'm wondering if you guys have ever seen a ruby-throated hummingbird. I know that I've seen them a lot in my backyard. Excuse me. This species of hummingbird is the only one that nests in the eastern United States. Okay, so now that we've read this text, let's go ahead and fill out the worksheet together. So when you go into Seesaw, and you're gonna click Add Response, and this page will come up. And the first question said, what is your expert bird? Tell somebody or whisper into your hand, what was the bird that we just read about? Good, so I'm hoping everybody said hummingbird. So we just read about the ruby-throated hummingbird. The next question says, what body part helps the bird survive? So let's think about what we read. Let's think about these pictures. What body part helps the bird survive? So I remember that it said the bird sticks its long beak inside. Then it uses its long tongue to reach the nectar. So I'm thinking that the beak is long, and that's important to help the bird eat and drink nectar. So I wrote the beak. And then the last question says, how does this body part help the bird survive? And so we just said it is long and it helps it get nectar from the flowers. The last part, when you're done, it says labeled sketch of the body parts. So when you're done, go on Seesaw. We just answered some questions together. You can put those in on your own. And if you want help drawing a hummingbird, I have a YouTube video that will help you. I'm noticing now that this is not working in my frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a separate Seesaw activity that has this YouTube video of how to draw a hummingbird. Okay? Have fun, guys.